Ladies and gentlemen, ever since they banned using your phone while driving, life has felt flat, it's felt mundane, just outright boring. I pull up to a red light. What am I supposed to do? Sit there and wait for it to go green? No, you're crazy! I'm not gonna do that. But then it dawned on me late last night. There must be something to do. There must be something that the government's hiding from us. They've got secrets and knowledge. They know things that they don't want us to know. So I was there thinking, what can I do when I'm driving? But then I figured it out. I have the answer, and I'm gonna share it with all of you today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Junkyard Garage, and today I'm gonna show you how to install a PlayStation 2 into your car's head unit. Let's get to it. All right, before we get started, we're gonna need a few things to get ourselves ready. The first thing is you're gonna need a Honda Accord Euro to use as a table. Regular tables, they might just not work. Of course, you're gonna need a Red Bull. This is very important to the installation process. Next, you're gonna need the console itself. You can use a PS2 or a similar console around this generation. Then you're gonna need a inverter, a power inverter. This one here is 150 watts. If we look at our PlayStation, it is a 50-watt console, so that's gonna do us fine. I don't know what newer consoles run like power-wise, because I don't really own any. Of course, we have relevant cables, power, got our controller, and then we have our video sound inputs. Now, believe it or not, most double-din head units will have these video options. I believe most, as in all, I'm pretty sure. So the first things first, we gotta jump inside our car, and we're gonna have to get access to the rear of our head unit. So for me, that means popping these two buttons out and pulling the whole unit as a whole, because the screen is fixed in and attached to our fascia kit. So we're gonna jump ahead, get in the car, and get started. All right, we have situated ourselves inside the vehicle, and of course we disconnected the battery so we don't accidentally set ourselves or the car on fire, because I can't afford that kind of assurance. Because as you all know, I spend all of my money on car parts to keep you schmucks happy. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is install this cable right here. Now, this will be our sound and video cable to communicate from the PlayStation to our head unit. So, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna need to do to access behind our stereo. First things first, we're gonna use our flathead. Generally grab the smallest one you can find to pop our two buttons out, because there are screws behind them holding pretty much the entire thing in. So we're going to go ahead and jump to that. Once they pop out, simply just unplug them and get the cables out of the way. There's one. There's two. Grab yourselves a long Phillips head so you can access these screws behind there. There's one, and there's two. As far as I'm aware, that's pretty much it. The rest are just clips. So we're going to attempt to, well, pull this thing out now. Oh, what did I just lose? Something dropped. Oh, there it is. I just dropped the vent cap. Simple as that. All right, I'll pick you guys up now. Now, from my last job, you can see how I split everything. I actually bought the right one, so we're going to install that quickly. But looking at the back here, these are our caps there for our install. So you can see they're all color coded, so they're nice and easy. So I think they go in series from top to bottom. But we'll double check that real quick. So first thing I'm going to do, pull this cable out so I can replace it with the right one, and then we'll figure out what series we need to install our plugs from. Okay, I have confirmed you just plug it in series, as common sense would suggest. I've replaced my old cables, so now they're not spliced. Now what we need to do is figure out our wiring. So I think the best course of action is pushing this through the back
running it sort of behind here where you can see my fingers, and then we're going to run it into the glove box. I don't really want to cut holes, but I think you can barely thread it through into here without having any issues, because that doesn't really touch anything. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I think this is also the dumbest thing I've ever done, but also the greatest thing I've ever done. Oh, that's even better. I am curious to see if this even fits in my glove box, because it's not a very big glove box. So. Oh, that answer would be no. The glove box would have to remain open at all times. That's fine. All right, we've got that in. I think we're just going to reinstall this now. So as before, I just had everything shoved back in there. And we'll do the exact same again. All right, I think we're good. Let's throw our screws back in. Hello? Ah, there we go. Oh, put that thing upside down. Like so. We'll install that. All right, now we have sourced our cabling. I think all that's left is just to really source our power, which we will go and grab our inverter real quick. And of course, this is just a cigarette socket one, so we just throw it in like so. Grab our power cable, plug that in. It's not a very practical setup for a Civic, mainly because there's not exactly much room to put things. That's none to worry. This is real budget pimp my ride, of course. All that's left is to hook our battery back up and see if we can run this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment of truth. Our battery is back in. We just need to power this thing on. Okay. We flick that there. Inverter's running. We have power. We're going. Okay, we've put it on video. We have noise. Do I have video? Oh, what game's in there? I have no idea what game's in there at the moment. Hey, we got Ratchet and Clank, baby! This is completely running off the car, by the way. I got no plugs. It's pretty loud, let's turn that down. I think this is the greatest and also the stupidest thing I've ever done. Oh, it works as well. I'm gonna get a game that's probably a little bit more on brand, so I'll be back in 1 second. All right, I thought I'd grab a game that's probably a bit more our speed. We're gonna play some Gran Turismo 4 in our EK Civic. Also, I think the cables are long enough. I could probably keep the PS2 in the back seat and run the cables, I don't know, through the floor somewhere. I could run them through the tunnel, through the handbrake, into the back. It's not a bad idea. For all of you gamers out there who are, just upset you can't use your phone, I have the answer, fortunately. You can play Gran Turismo 4 on your PS2 in your EK Civic. Come on, we have to go Honda. Honda Beat, Jazz, Honda City, Element, Honda Odyssey. Come on, I think you already know what we're doing. We're on the EK9, baby. Driving a Civic while I'm in my Civic. I think sometimes people say just because something can be done doesn't mean you have to do it. But in this case, I think I absolutely had to do it. Now, I have no idea how much this is going to drain my battery, but I don't really care because I got a PS2 in my car. Do you have a PS2 in your car? Didn't think so. I didn't think so. Get on my level, pimp. That's what I'm saying. Let's play some Ratchet and Clank, bro. That's going to do us, ladies and gentlemen. We now know what the government didn't want you guys to know. We now know how to play the PS2 while at a red light. This will also work for like a Wii or a PS1 or like anything of that similar generation. You name it, you can probably do it. Finally, life won't feel so mundane when I'm driving. I can finally whip the Civic and then whip a Civic in Gran Turismo. That's just how it works. The government has been hiding this from us. They know too much. We have to figure out what they know. Who knows what's next? Maybe we can start driving